True Studio and Sunshine Coliseum. Yeah. True Studio. That's where we should go. Cough. Present day, Drew Studio. Well, what do we have here? Remember me? Of course I remember you, journalist attorney in bar, end quote. Can I ask what you're doing here? Mr. Mishan was poisoned and his daughter. Oh yes, I know. Oh wow, how I know, yes. It's cause we know and I to be honest. Journalist wishes he tracked down case just a little quicker, end quote. So, he knows a lot, I bet. Were you on the trail of this case the whole time? Sakamari was a good friend. Jack said something to that effect back at the Force Boat Club. What a character, what a man! If a little, no, a lot, no, extremely rough around the edges. Do you think I can ask you a few questions? Oh, you serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not the interviewee. She was asked questions, not the other way around. End quote. Yeah, okay, great. Fine, shoot, I don't care. People have been asking me all sorts of things lately. You know, we can, like, it's kind of funny how he examines the things around here. Like this coffee. This is where Mr. Mishan fell? Never thought our 7-year reunion would be quite like this. Wait, you knew Mr. Mishan? I met him once in court. It was a brief meeting, but wow, I remember for the rest of my life. Now it's the story right there, that is. I smell a scoop. Ex-attorney now down his luck. Pianist plays Sonata of Sorrow, end quote. I'm all ears, but let's have it. Don't hold anything back. Could you at least get rid of the down his luck part? Aw, Phoenix. Aww. How are the paintings? Those 2 paintings. All Drew's works, of course. Which is to say, Vera's works, really. Or, to be more precise, Vera's forgery or someone else's works. Of course, if you demand utter and total precision... Actually, there's something more. I was about to say... Huh. This is where Mr. Mishan fell? Never thought our 7-year reunion would be quite like this. Wait, you knew Mr. Mishan? I met him once, too, in court. It was... Oh, yeah. Yeah, really simple. The door outside. Vera might come walking in any moment if she wasn't in intensive care. Will she ever come through that door again, I wonder? Aww. Yeah, it's just... Some of the things that Brushel says funny. Like when you look at the paints. Look at all the jars of paints and pigments. Yeah, after 7 years, look at all the... They have... Drew got so many of them now. Why are there so many jars of the same color? I guess it's that they're sorted by age. Age? When you're making a forgery, it's important to match the age of the original, see? Paint compositions change a lot over the years. Composition, I'm sorry. Oh, right. Did you learn that in journalism school? Journalists relies on writing skill and imagination. End quote. As long as you don't do any stories by imagination. Either that, or they just brought a lot of the same color by mistake. I find myself not caring anymore. That's an odd assortment of equipment to find in a painter's studio. Of course, it makes more sense when you know that they were making forgeries. I guess that's why they never took visitors here. Wouldn't really want people seeing all this. Yes, in fact, I was the first human being ever to set foot inside a studio. Or other than Mr. Mishan, of course. Oh, and Fear too. And this is assuming that I'm human, of course. What? I'm beginning to have my doubts. Yeah, because he doesn't seem like human. A drafting table, probably for making detailed designs for forgeries. You know what I think about that? I tell you, painting should be done freehand, no rules, no restrictions. You really think a line drawn by a ruler is going to move anyone? I sent a letter to the editor. Could you write an article with a ruler? End quote. Unless you want to adjust the ruler to write the address on your blackmail letter straight. That's what I think. If you can quote me on it too. If you can drop this guy on a deserted island, he wouldn't get bored. Yeah, watch him talk to the fishies. Let's take a closer look at that desk. Black. Some of the things are kind of funny to examine. Yes, Phoenix. This frame looks even smaller sitting next to that photo. Just the right size for a commemorative stamp, indeed. A commemorative stamp put there by a daughter that killed her father. Sometimes life just sucks. Yeah, you said it, Phoenix. A picture of a young Mr. Mishan and a very young Vera. Taken 7 years ago. They're smiling. They look happy. Of course, now Mr. Mishan's passed away, and Vera's on death's doorstep in the hospital. Guess I'll just do what I can. Hope it's enough. the red envelope. This envelope's from the client who requested that forgery. Just think, if that had gotten lost in the mail, I'd still be wearing my attorney's badge. Damn you, post office. Please, yeah, whatever. Hey, this is kind of funny. This is really funny. I just have to do that when I see this pose. I can't believe it's been 7 years. I have to stop torturing myself with these things. I know, I'll just pretend that it's saying something else. The post office? Why, it's right over there. Good day, sir. That is so sad. So yeah, it is objection pose. Okay, family of forgers. It was tragic that happened to Drew Misham and his daughter. Forgery is a serious crime and they paid the price. You know what really did them though, don't you? Yes, a forged diary page. The night that I interviewed him, I found out something about Mr. Misham I had known. What's that? You know, he always felt like he was being watched. Every day for 7 years. Walls have ears, potatoes have eyes, end quote. Being watched? You mean he felt guilty? No, I'm not talking about feelings here. You know, I felt watched too. The whole time I've been on this case, no less. Journalist gets tingly sensations on back of neck, freaks out, end quote. Because you felt guilty? Well, why would I feel guilty? You felt like you were being watched, huh? I wonder what it all means. Yeah, we were feeling we were watched 7 years ago when we went to Drew's studio. Paranoia. Drew Misham felt like he was being watched, and you along with him. You sure it wasn't just nerves? Nerves? No, it's nothing so mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago. I bet I felt it too. Journalist sure he is being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Zachary got rubbed out after 7 years, right after coming into contact with me? He completely vanishes from that courtroom. Then, for 7 years, he talks to no one, not a soul. Then, just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacts me in order to have this made. And then he dies. Starting to put the pieces together, are we? And you were being watched this whole time? Maybe not just me, maybe you were too. Me? Yeah, us. Zachary. This is long. I met Zach through that case, actually. You mean that shooting of Minty-fresh? No, before that. It's not widely known. You mean the accident? During the quick draw shooting practice? My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug up quite the scoop. I wanted it all. Money, fame, women, a little puppy, all for me. I was younger then, and my days of night smelled of fresher mint than they do now. Lovely. Val Kamari did mention this one particularly nosy reporter. In fact, I was on close speaking terms with Manfred Kamari at the time. So you know about him, huh? I know him. I knew his daughter too. Of course, that also was it. Really? Then Dalsa disappeared quite suddenly at that, and Manfred wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, my evil habit got the better of me. Journalist catches scent of a scoop, goes on feeding frenzy. End quote. I said I wanted to be with Othello's husband, see? Zachary. Something strange was in the air over at Chukamari in those days. The whole screwy mentor controlling the spiteful scene started by then, I'm guessing. Then also, she was part of it all. Right? Come on, you can tell me off the record. Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, he probably knows a lot more than we do. I kept prying and eventually became friends with Zach. Sure, he punched me once or twice or 5 times, but over the time he came to see me as his confidant. Wow, weird. He's been waiting this whole time, 7 years, eh? Waiting? For his big comeback, of course. A big revival of the Magnifique Miracle. Of course it was all a dream. Because of this. The performance rights. In the absence of any official documents, he was golden. Who's to say the old man didn't give his rights to both Zach and Val? So Val waited until Zach died, legally at least. The time finally comes, and Val's like a kid on Christmas morning. He's getting ready for his show at the Sunshine Coliseum, you know. If that document sees the legal light of day, it's going to be put a bit of a damper on the big show. He's a sorry one, that Val Kamari. Lost out to his partner at work, and in love too. Love? The same old story, really. 2 disciples and their mentor's only daughter. What has 3 sides and all one pointy? I love triangle. That is pretty classic. When you're in a performing troupe, that's your world. It's like family. One with entire high school's worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing. And in the middle of all this, Thalassa has Trucy. And then she dies. I need to find out more about this Thalassa. Okay, let's go talk to him more about Thalassa, because he seems to know a lot about her. Mr. Brushall, do you know this person? Do I know that person? Of course! I was friends with Zack after all. He hit me a few times, 5 times actually. But still, I never forget his wife. Thalassa Gormari. Manaphy Gormari's only daughter. Do you think you can tell me more about her? Well, why the heck not? Thalassa. So, Thalassa married Zack and had Trucy, see? It was her second marriage, actually. You mean she was divorced? I hadn't heard this one before. Not quite. Her late husband was a performer, too. He died in an accident on stage. Tragic, really. They had only been married 1 year. Whoa. I didn't know. But she was a beauty. I still carry a portrait photo of her around, you know? Wow. But, I've known Trucy since she was a little thing, too. She got a better deal, really. She's got you for family, after all. What do you mean? Just reminiscing, you know? That Thalassa has another child besides Trucy. End quote. What? But Trucy said she was an only child. Ah, yes, this one she had with her previous husband. Her previous husband? Her first husband who died on stage? Yep, she had himself a kid. Another orphan now. That's another one who slipped through the cracks. No idea where they are now. Thalassa had another child? Do you think I could borrow that photo? Sure, I can be generous on occasion, you know? Wow. I won't need this locket anymore. Better return it to Trucy before I forget. I don't really need to. People and events all get strangled together and get bigger and bigger. Don't you think? I was too busy wondering about this bigger to listen to what you were saying. Sometimes you just gotta accept that you won't be able to untang it at all, I think. Maybe so, but still. I have to do what I can. And I have to tell what I find to those who come next. Next, you say? I'm not the one who will close the curtain on this little play. Apparently, that's not my role anymore. Apollo's role? Manaphy. I was just wondering what Manaphy would think of all this. What do you mean? Haven't you seen it in Trucy? She's got his power. You mean how I can't lie to Trucy? It was the same with Manaphy and with his daughter, Thalassa. It's a strange thing. You think it's some Gormari's gene? Manaphy told me once, back when Zack married Thalassa. He said Zack had good eyes. But not good like a Gormari's eyes. Not that good. I wonder if Zack ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what the Gormari secret was? Maybe nobody, now that Zack's gone. It's like Gormari. No, we can with this game. I don't know how Phoenix figured all this without this game. The plot had finally begun to reveal itself. It sprouted from a warp in the Gormari fabric, and grew swallowing everything, wrapping itself around the Gormari's power. So Brushall didn't have any psychology, so he's honest. A power which passed from Manaphy Gormari to Thalassa to the next generation. And I would once again need to meet the one who bridged it all together. Well, looks like we're done in your studio. Let's go to Board Club.